Hello everyone. I'm glad that you're watching from wherever you are. May you feel at the feet of Jesus. My name is Pastor Keragori, and I'm so glad for this opportunity to share with you words that can bring hope to our personal life and in our families, in our relationships. There is so much that sometimes happen that may make us feel like, has God abandoned us by the way, or what's happening in my life? We have so many questions that sometimes we are not even able to answer. But I want to assure you that the Word of God is living, and the Word of God transforms life. When we open the Word of God as young people, as youthful people, as people who have started family, it brings hope that we cannot be able to find in any other place. Pardon. All that you can get in the Word of God. What is it that you're going on in your life that is making you to be very discouraged? I want to read you a text here from the book of Proverbs chapter 1 verse 7. The Bible says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. But fools despise wisdom and instructions. The fear of the Lord. And I'm not talking about the fear that we have maybe because you fear your friend, or you fear your boss because he has some authority over you, and so sometimes you're not comfortable when he's around or when she is around because you are afraid of making a mistake. You fear what can be the consequences of maybe not performing your duty in your workplace or in your job. But the fear I'm talking about here is the fear that we are supposed to show reverent, total respect to our God. The fear that we are supposed to worship God who created the heaven and earth. And when actually you look at our life, there is nothing we can accomplish outside God. But Satan sometimes deceives us that we don't need to have, a close relationship, an intimate relationship with God, the way Moses had an intimate relationship with God, very close relationship, that to an extent that the Bible described Moses that they were speaking to God as a face-to-face, implying that they had a very close relationship with one another. I'm talking about that sometimes Satan deceives us that we can accomplish much without having a relationship with God. No. The Bible says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Where do you go to seek counsel when you are confused, you want to make a very important decision in your life? Where do you get counsel? I want to assure you that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. That the first person that you should consult in anything that you want to make a decision or a choice is God. He is a true friend. He created everything. Sometimes I go outside at night and I admire the way the stars are very bright, especially when it is so dark. Then the stars are even much more bright. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. I want to assure you that if you look keenly, most of the Bible characters that had a very close relationship with God, they accomplished much because they had a sincere heart in following what God has commanded them to do. The principles of God, the laws of God. They knew that the beginning of knowledge, the beginning of anything that is much more beyond our imagination, is to have first the fear of the Lord. I've learned in my life to have the fear of the Lord because it is the beginning of knowledge. But you see, it is sad because there are people who despise this. They despise the instruction, the principles of the government of God. And what happens in their life? they get destroyed. So sad. Why you want to be destroyed when God is willing to grant us this wisdom? When we trust in Him and we show reverence, total respect to Him. I wonder when you read Revelation chapter 14, the first angel is saying that fear God and give Him glory. Maybe I can even read for you that what the message that the first angel is giving in regard to the fear of the Lord. When you read Revelation chapter 14, actually, when you read starting from let me just read verse 7. The Bible says, fear God and give Him glory, because the hour of His judgment has come. Worship Him who made heavens and earth, the sea and the springs of water. Wow, this is amazing. There is God who actually made the seas, is the one behind the springs of water, is the one behind the heavens, is the one behind the mountains, the trees, the birds, our fellow human beings. It is God who is behind all these things. It's God who has created everything. And that's why the Bible, no wonder the wise man is saying in Proverbs chapter 1 verse 7 that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. What fear are we talking about? Worshipping God, showing Him respect, doing away with idol worship, doing away with any kind of worship outside the boundaries of God. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Sometimes my counsel to young people like me, or even much younger than me, is to encourage them to show reverence, to show respect to God, to fear God by studying His Word, by praying. By the way, at the end of this sharing, I'll pray with you. Perhaps maybe there's something that you want God to give you a breakthrough in the course of this year. We can do that. We can succeed in that by making our request to God, by making our petition to God. We can even intercede for our friends, for our family, for what they want to achieve, or what they desire to achieve in their life, so that it can align. God can allow it to align with